Through Project Up, Comcast is working to help build a future of unlimited possibilities. From connecting people to the internet to opening doors for the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and storytellers, they are helping to create a future that benefits generations to come. Comcast is committing $1 billion to reach tens of millions of people with the skills, resources, and opportunities they need to succeed in a digital world. Project Up, building a future of unlimited possibilities. Learn more at comcast.com/projectup.
Now, I want to tell you about a podcast that can help you sleep. Created by a dad who couldn't find any sounds that would play long enough to last through a whole night of his baby sleeping, 12-Hour Sound Machines has episodes that mask outside noises, promote deep, restful sleep for yourself and for your baby, and that help slow down your brain, reduce anxiety, and aid in thoughtful meditation. Join the millions of listeners that tune in every week to zone out the increasingly busy, distracting world around them. Just search for 12-Hour Sound Machines wherever you get your podcasts. This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2775. Nobody knows the future, so focus on what doesn't change. And think like a bronze medalist, not silver. Both by Derek Sivers of Sivers, that's SIVE.RS, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Friday. Welcome to Optimal Living Daily, or OLD, or OLD, one of a few shows where we read articles to you. Pretty simple. And today, a special 2 articles. So with that, let's get right to them as we optimize your life. Nobody knows the future, so focus on what doesn't change, by Derek Sivers of Sivers, that's SIVE.RS. At every music conference with a panel of experts on stage, the moderator always asks, what's the future of the music business? The guy selling video subscriptions will say that videos are the future. The guy selling intelligent playlists will say that intelligent playlists are the future. When they ask me, I always say, nobody knows the future, and anyone who pretends to know can't be trusted. We have a desperate need for certainty, so we want someone to tell us what's coming. But it's impossible. Nobody can possibly know. Besides, would it matter what anyone says? Realistically, what would you change about what you're doing day to day? Like if someone said, scented holograms are the future, would you start making them tomorrow? No. Instead, forget predicting and focus on what doesn't change. Just like we know there will be gravity and water will be wet, we know some things stay the same. Number 1, people always love a memorable melody. You can't know what instrumentation or production style will be in fashion, so focus on the craft of making great melodies. Number 2, people always want an emotional connection. You can't know what technology will carry that communication, so focus on the essence of how to connect with an audience. Number 3, writing lots of songs increases your chances of writing a hit. You can't know which song will be a hit, so write as many songs as you can. And number 4, instead of predicting the future, focus your time and energy on the fundamentals. The unpredictable changes around them are just the details. Think like a bronze medalist, not silver, by Derek Sivers of Sivers, that's SIVE.RS. Imagine the Olympics, where you have the 3 winners of a race standing on the podium, the gold, the silver, and the bronze. Imagine what it's like to be the silver medalist. If you'd been just 1 second faster, you could have won the gold. So close. Full of envy, you'd keep comparing yourself to the gold winner. Now imagine what it's like to be the bronze medalist. If you'd been just 1 second slower, you wouldn't have won anything. Awesome. You'd be thrilled that you're officially an Olympic medalist and get to stand on the winner's podium. Comparing up versus comparing down. Your happiness depends on where you're focusing. The metaphor is easy to understand, but hard to remember in regular life. If you catch yourself burning with envy or resentment, think like the bronze medalist, not the silver. Change your focus. Instead of comparing up to the next higher situation, compare down to the next lower one. For example, if you aim to buy the best thing, you may feel like gold when you get it, but when the new best thing comes out next year, you'll feel that silver envy. Instead, If you aim to buy the good enough thing, it'll keep you in the bronze mindset. Since you're not comparing to the best, you'll feel no need to keep up. I've met a lot of famous musicians. The miserable ones were upset that they weren't more famous because they'd bitterly compare themselves to the superstars. The happiest ones were thrilled to be able to make a living making music. On the other hand, when you're being ambitious, trying to be the best at a specific skill, it's good to be dissatisfied, like that silver medalist focusing on the gold. You can use that drive to practice and improve. But most of the time, you need to be more grateful for what you've got, for how much worse it could have been, and how nice it is to have anything at all. Ambition versus gratitude. Comparing up versus comparing down. You just listened to the posts titled, "Nobody Knows the Future, so focus on what doesn't change," and "Think Like a Bronze Medalist, Not Silver," both by Derek Sivers of Sivers, that's Sive.rs. Looking for a scientifically tested and strategic way to improve your mental health? Introducing Neurocycle, the world's first clinically tested app whose mind management system has been over 30 years in the making. It's a simple audio and video guided program you do over 63 days to identify the root cause of whatever is causing you pain and rewire this pain as healthy new neural networks into your brain. I've been using Neurocycle for a few weeks now, and I'm already feeling a lot more clarity on where some of my own struggles originate. I'm learning a lot about myself, and it's amazing to think that there's still another month plus before my 63 days is up. I could tell there's still a lot of growth to come. And for a limited time, get 50% off your first month's subscription with code OLD. Go to www.neurocycle.app. That's www.neurocycle.app and click on Access Web Version to use promo code OLD so they know we sent you. This offer is only valid online. Now, Stoicism has been practiced by kings, presidents, entrepreneurs, and more. And Practical Stoicism is a podcast designed to go beyond the dense texts and help newcomers get comfortable with the practical aspects of the philosophy. Listening to Practical Stoicism is an incredible way to make a habit of self-reflection and constant learning. It's a breath of fresh air and a great way to press pause on the stress of your everyday life. I really enjoy this show and think you will as well. Find Practical Stoicism on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you to Derek. The second article, Thinking Like a Bronze Medalist, really applies to consumerism, keeping up with the Joneses, as they say. It seems like we're always comparing up. Look at that car that the neighbor has, their house, their lawn, their pets, their job, their kids. All perspective, and a perspective that's defeating. But it's such a simple trick to look the other way and appreciate what we already have. Now, as he also said, it's good to have ambition and that drive, because if we're always looking down, I could see it being easy to become complacent and just accepting where we are when, in fact, we could do better. Not necessarily consume more, but affect more people positively, for instance. So it's a middle path as usual, right? We don't want to always look up, but not always look down either. Instead, notice where we're looking and see if we're spending too much time looking in only one direction. It all starts with awareness. And I say this for myself and this podcast as much as for you listening, because I know I could use that advice. And with that, thank you for listening to the advice and being here all the way through to the end. Thank you for coming back and listening every day. It really means a lot. Hope you're having a great Friday if you're listening in real time, and I'll see you tomorrow over the weekend where your optimal life awaits.